Now that I got your attention, yeah. Hey, how you doing? 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 Come on, y'all. Hey, baby, duh, Mary, Mary. Hey, we back again. Hey, y'all mind walking with us for a second? Talk to him.
Tell me what you see when I pass by. A shadow, a cloud, or a light in the sky. Am I getting it wrong or am I getting it right? Well, all I can take is one step at a time. Look at me, I'm trying every day. I fall down, make mistakes, get back up, try again. Next time that you see me, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. 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 Some people say walking takes too long.
nothing remains the same. Empty hearts and hungry minds. All things must change in time. 20 million people cry. Do you wonder why? Now do you wonder why? Now the time has come. Time, there's no place to run. Time might get burned up by the sun. Time, but I had my fun. Time, I've been loved and put aside. Time, I've been crushed by the tumbling tide. Time, and my soul has been psychedelicized. Time, time, time. Now the time has come. Time to realize. Time has come today. Time has come today. Time. Time. Cuckoo.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Catalyst Church. My name is JR. I'm the teaching pastor here. And I don't know how many of you have had a chance to attend a wedding during this pandemic, but it is a pretty strange thing. It's usually a very small group of people. Everyone's wearing masks. And you almost always invariably hear some sort of comment that this is not, what was originally the desire or the design of the ceremony, right? And yet, I think there is something strangely beautiful about a wedding that has been stripped down to its bare essentials. I've had the privilege of officiating a wedding during the pandemic. I know some of the folks behind me have been able to attend a wedding as well. And again, it's a reminder that even in the midst of all of this, there is something so important, so valuable about being together to celebrate love. One of my favorite things to include in a marriage ceremony whenever I do weddings is an observation from a thinker named Peter Rollins about the nature of love. He says that love is that which enables us to see someone else, to notice someone else. He asks us to think about all of the countless people we see on a daily basis. Obviously, it probably needs to be changed now to if we are allowed to go outside or when we go out and we see people, how we don't really notice the vast majority of them. They're just sort of an anonymous sea of faces that we pass. It's when we notice someone that it's like the light of love shines on them and it pulls them out. It sort of illuminates them against the backdrop of that endless sea of faces. Love enables us to see another person. It's what helps us to differentiate the person that we love, the beloved, from everyone else around us, everyone that we see, the impossible number of people that our brain tries to compute on a daily basis. Now, that's, of course, true of romantic love, and again, it makes a great addition to a wedding ceremony, but it's true of love in general. When we're talking about the love that binds us as friends, as a church family, as anything, love is not just romantic, it is human. And when we love well, we notice other people. We are intentional towards them. We draw them out of that endless sea of faces that we encounter on a daily or on a weekly basis. So because we're still in a global pandemic, because we're still having to worship together virtually, today I want to talk about what love looks like in the pandemic, how we can be intentional, how we can move towards one another in ways that continue to bind us together as friends, as siblings, in a church family, in this world that we live in together, where it's become, difficult to do that together. And so we're going to ground all of that, of course, in God's love for us. And so we're going to see today that what characterizes God and God's relationships towards us is God's freedom to choose us and God's intentional movement towards us. That's what saves us, pandemic or no, and it's what enables us to be together even when we can't be together. So we're going to begin by worshiping this God together today, by celebrating this God who calls us God's friends, who moves towards us with intention, who chooses us, and who saves us. So would you stand with me as we begin worshiping together?
Good morning, Catalyst. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're going to, as JR said, we're going to stand together and worship the Lord this morning. Going to get our praise on. So if you could stand where you are, unless you're in your car, in which case, please do not stand up. Otherwise, please stand on up with us. Just as an FYI, we will be taking communion together later on in the service. So you can go ahead and grab whatever elements for that to be prepared later on, whether that be crackers or juice or goldfish or whatever you have handy. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and praise the Lord together. So go ahead and stand up with us.
Word that the live stream has a weird delay between the sound and the video again. So before we get into our worship, we're going to reset the live stream. So if you're watching live with us, we just need you to hang tight for a minute or two. We're going to reboot the live stream. So you can go back to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Catalyst Rowlett, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes as soon as we get it back together so that we can begin worshiping together in sync, both metaphorically and literally.